Hey, K-State fans, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery, and let's wrap up college football season for the Big 12 right now. Not Kansas State. We've already covered that. 4-6, lost the last 5. It stunk. But in hindsight, maybe the Big 12 was pretty good. Maybe Kansas State just ran into a gauntlet of teams that were playing pretty good football by season's end. That seems to have been, proven true with the bowl season. The Big 12 went 5-0 in bowl games. 5-0. Nobody else went undefeated in bowl games, but the Big 12 did. Okay, sure, there's some chance there. There's about matchups, and you catch the team that isn't very good in bowl games once in a while. And honestly, Army had to try to lose maybe. West Virginia came back and won that game at the Liberty Bowl, but it's a win. Those games don't really matter to me. What matters to me is those 2 New Year's Six games, and I think those really showed something about the Big 12. I get it. Oklahoma just trounced Florida. Trounced it. And I know Florida was missing a lot of key players. They had to use members of the band as starters on the football field. It was just awful. Coach Mullen went blind during the game and couldn't coach properly. All those things went wrong for Florida. It was really unfair, and the SEC doesn't catch any breaks. And apparently the SEC, I learned from ESPN, was the only conference to lose players through the season during the pandemic and for opt-outs. Didn't happen to anyone else. Incredible. Poor SEC. Oklahoma was so much better than Florida. Oklahoma belonged in the playoff by season's end. It was undoubtedly, in my mind, one of the top 4 teams in the country by season's end. But that didn't matter. They had the 2 losses. Losing to Kansas State and Iowa State to open Big 12 play was not good. And it furthered the idea that the Big 12 wasn't very good this season. I'll be honest, I was part of that. The Sun Belt won 3 against the Big 12. The Big 12 shouldn't have played non-conference games. Just shouldn't have done it. And they did, and they played the Sun Belt that had spring football, and it showed. K-State, Iowa State, and Kansas, all lost to Sun Belt teams. I thought the Big 12 was bad. Iowa State finished the season playing incredible football. Compliments to Coach Matt Campbell. You might be the next Bear Bryant after all. They just whooped Oregon, which somehow won the Pac-12 without winning its Pac-12 North Division. That kind of sums up the pandemic college football season right there, doesn't it? Iowa State was really good. And I'll be honest here, I felt a lot better about my Heisman vote after the Iowa State win and after the Big 12 domination. I voted for Breece Hall. I stand by it. He went up against some really good teams, some really good defenses, and the Cyclones were a really good football team. And then as it turns out, so was the Big 12. So maybe K-State didn't collapse. They just ran into a gauntlet.